Have you ever wondered what happens when you give a professional dominatrix a microphone? Well, you're about to find out. Let's talk about whips, chains, cuffs, oh my. Let's venture beyond 50 Shades. It's time to bow down to the host of Mischief Matters, Mistress Schari, but that's ma'am to you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Mischief Matters Radio. Normally, we are on a Tuesday night, but tonight we have a special show because we had a special guest that we wanted to bring on. And tonight I have the pleasure of speaking with JP of Studio 58 Events, which, as many of my listeners will know, I go to a lot of conventions, and I'm always talking about conventions and the benefits of attending them and what they can expect and why I'm such a fan and why I enjoy teaching at them. So it's kind of, a great opportunity to actually speak to somebody who produces them. And so that's what we will be doing tonight. And Catnip may join us at some point. Not sure if they're able to chime in tonight because it's a little bit earlier than we normally speak. And then JP should be with us in a few minutes. I think we have Jay on the line, though, who is the publicist. Am I correct?
That's correct. Salutations.
Okay.
I am here, by the way. Yay!
Okay. So JP is on, too?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh. Yeah, I think I can. All right, awesome. Well, welcome.
Okay.
So JP, just why don't you tell my audience just a little bit about who you are?
Oh my.
Yeah, I know that's a tough question, but it's fun. You did get the part that I'm a pro dom, so I'm really good at putting everybody on the spot.
I'll tell you, I'm not. I'm used to it. You would think I'd be quicker on the draw here, but I'm just a person who really enjoys watching people enjoy things that me and a bunch of other people create. So I really do. That is my kink, is watching people enjoy their kink and knowing that I had a big part in being able to provide that. So.
And you and I have a lot in common just in that, because that is the whole reason I became a pro dom, because
okay.
I was a sub when I was very, very young. So I've been in this lifestyle before there was an internet. So people always ask me as a pro dom, they're always like, oh, well, what's your kink? I want to do your thing. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have a bucket list anymore.
Right.
It's been there, done that. And my kink over the years has really become helping people access their own and turning them onto their own and pushing the envelope and really just turning them on to something new and exciting that they feel safe and appreciated in. So I completely get where you're coming from. Who knew that we could align on that? But I think that's a wonderful reason to do these events.
Yeah.
That's why I like teaching at them.
I gotta say I'm blessed. A lot of the experiences I have or had, I'm not going to try to oversimplify it. I mean, there were some times where you have to wrestle it to the ground to make it, to make it go the direction you want it to. But a lot of it comes from just, being at the right place at the right time and being prepared for when those moments arise. And I tell everybody in my family that, success is when preparation meets opportunity. And, I try not to let any opportunity slip by. And when it does come, I'm ready for it,
You're like a regular P.T. Barnum.
Well,
Sorry, I know I'm showing my age with that one. But
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
No, so. You should. That's somebody who creates something out of nothing. And that's always an accomplishment. So,
Well, it was the oddities, that's what he was known for, right? The oddities.
Right. Yeah,
so the
absolutely.
people who just didn't fit in. And that's
exactly.
And those are my people, So.
They really are. Really, I have to say, as somebody who attends your events, and I've taught now, I think three times at your events, and now I'm going to be teaching at Naughty Gras, and I love coming back to your events time and time again. My sub and I, it's the one that we look forward to all year because I don't know what's kind of fairy dust you sprinkle over that place. But the minute you walk in the door, you kind of feel like, okay, like, you know what, we're not in Kansas anymore. And it's so immersive. And everybody is in a good mood because I think it's that immersive experience, but like it does look like it's been hosed down with Christmas ornaments, which is fabulous. Right. But that's the point. Like you really feel like you're in it.
It's the McDonald's philosophy. It's when you walk into a McDonald's, you feel welcome. You feel, the colors and the joy and everything else. But once you've been in there for about 20 minutes, you're ready to leave. And and you're not sad to leave. You want to leave, and that's kind of the philosophy that we use. We want everybody to come in there and have a great time, and just exactly as you said, immerse yourself, get involved in the theme and everything else, and just pour your heart out for 3 days. And then on Sunday, you're ready to go, and you're not sad, you're not crying. You're and all you can talk about is when you're coming back. And I think you've done a good job.
That really is, I mean, I can't tell you how many times that, when we're there, of course, I always wait till I get my, like, yes, you're teaching. So, but you guys, I mean, you sell for the next event at each event. Like, and and then when you go on the websites and stuff, like, you're almost sold out just within the week from the past event. I think that's incredible. I think it's a testament to how you run your events.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Well, I mean, we're
and I do like teaching at them, so I'm not above, sucking up here a little bit. So, I get to two birds with one stone. That's what gets us. That's what gets us up in the morning and makes us do this. It's the pat on the backs. And the one thing that I've expressed to other people, I was like, when you're leaving, go and tell the crew what a good job, because the effort that they put in for the reward that they get, I can only provide so much. I try to do. Because it's technically volunteer, right? I mean, it's mostly volunteer.
Yes, we do bring in some paid people. We do bring in professional movers to do the bulk of the lifting because, as you can tell, our production is quite extensive, and so I do bring in professional movers to do the bulk of the lifting. But those guys are, the volunteers are still, they're staging it, they're bringing it down. I mean, and these guys, they've been doing it so long now, and so many times that it's second nature to them. And I do my best to praise them. Yeah, I'm sorry. What was that?
I said there's such a sense of pride among your staff.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the best way, where they're like, they are very proud of the production that they put on. And they're I get there early, and you guys are up all night doing it. It's fabulous.
Yeah, and it comes to, so people will volunteer to try to get a break on their registration, okay? And they do, and you know what? Not everybody can afford what it costs to, for us to put on to produce the event. So we allow them the opportunity to volunteer, but they never realize that, they might think that they're coming for, money off the event, but then they get inducted into our family and they become part of our family. So, and that.
And I'm so glad you mentioned that, because not enough people know that, oh no, if you want to attend these conventions and you are a little financially challenged, there are ways that you can attend and volunteer for an event and get a little bit off the price and things like that. And I don't think enough people know about those options. And I think that it's wonderful. And especially if you're new to the convention, like when people tell me that, oh, well, I'm brand new, I don't want to go to a convention knowing, I said, no, you're brand new. You don't have to know anybody. Volunteer. I tell everybody, fill out a volunteer application, because you will immediately meet people the very first day, and there will be like a camaraderie develop, because you're on the same team.
I ask people who have those apprehensions, come to our munch. If you're local, come to our munch, because you're going to meet the
majority. Where's local for you?
Local is Frederick, Maryland, is where we do our munch. The event is in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, which, believe it or not, is about a 40-minute drive from Frederick, so it's in the area, literally the suburbs of DC Baltimore. So, we ask anybody in the DC Baltimore area, Northern Virginia, Eastern West Virginia, Southeastern Pennsylvania, come see us, So we do get a lot of people from the Pittsburgh area and up in the New England. So we do in Jersey.
Well, it's drivable for everybody. Yeah, I come from Jersey, and it's drivable. That's the great thing about it. It's drivable, but then it's also like you drive, and if you don't ever want to get in your car for the 3 days that you're there, you don't have to.
You don't have to. No, everything is there. You can stay there.
Everything is there, and it's wonderful. Although I'm a little excited about coming to Naughty Gras, only because it's in March, and it might be a little warmer for me to actually see Gettysburg this time, because I am not good in cold weather. But tell everybody about Naughty Gras, because I talk a lot about Naughty Noel, but Naughty Gras is actually coming up. It's just the next one.
Yeah, Naughty Gras is like less than 3 weeks away. Well, less than 3 weeks for me, 3 weeks for everybody else, because I get there that Monday and we start setting up. So,
and are there still tickets available if people are listening to the show and are interested?
Okay. Rooms are getting scarce. I would suggest that if you want a room, get it now, because they will sell out between the next 3 weeks. Tickets, we are doing well in tickets. This is still so we bumped the capacity of the hotel for Noel. I mean, we're 800 plus people.
I know it's immense.
I don't know if it's that time of year where everybody gets their surgeries. People are still recovering from Christmas and the holidays and everything else. And you know what? We don't really. We probably will be somewhere in the mid 600s for Gras, which is fine. I think it's
which for a March event. I mean, you're right. So, like it's a weird time of year, and I think that's excellent.
So tickets aren't going to be a thing. Rooms, that's another thing. We're down to under 30 rooms right now. So, and they're I mean, we're selling rooms as you and I are talking right now. I mean, they're not flying off the shelves, but we usually sell about 4 or 5 an evening. So, so the rooms will sell out before
I know.
The
What's
event.
so funny is that I've attended your event so many times now that I know exactly what room I like best, in what hotel I like best. And I jump on that request every single time because, it's so fun. I think Catnip is on the line with us. Catnip, are you there? You are. So, yes, we can. So you can attest to how we have a favorite hotel, right?
Well, we do now after that one time.
Right, after that one time. But it's like now we have our favorite room, like the one with the couch in it. Like we have our own routine now when we arrive there, which is a lot of fun.
Oh, so you like over in the Aspire? It sounds like it's an Aspire room. Yeah.
I'm a city girl, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Eisenhower, it does have that dated charm, but I mean, it's still a lot better than it was when we started going there 9 years ago. So,
and I believe you, because I remember our first year or our second? There was one year where there was a window that was just caulked shut.
It was a little drafty. It was our second year.
Yeah.
It was the second, and that's when we discovered the Aspire, and then we were like, we are never staying anywhere else.
Yeah. I will say that they do their best. We do challenge the hotel. I mean, every
year it seems like there's improvements.
Yeah, very few groups can come in there for the amount of time that we're there and everything. So if there's a problem that will in the hotel that will kind of go unnoticed with other groups, as soon as we get there, we'll discover it. And I will say it used to be a challenge to get these addressed, but the new management they got there, they can't help. It's an older hotel. We get it, but they generally will jump on it. And Michelle and I will almost certainly try to make it right with the people, with the attendees that might run into it. I know we have it literally built into our planning to make sure that if we have to move somebody or whatever, we could do it. Michelle, she's got a pretty good formula down. That's my wife.
Oh, she's excellent. I'm consistently working with her to get the room that I want, like all that. No, she's wonderful.
Yeah,
really. I didn't know that was your wife. So she's very nice.
Work with me. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, that explains it. But yes,
yep.
she is. She is truly wonderful. Now, which one was the first? Because now you have 3 events that you do, right?
Yes. So this one is
which one was the first?
This is the first one of the year.
Oh, this is actually the first one that you've ever. So this is the first one that you've ever done. Like this is one that started it all.
No, my God,
okay.
no. We've done Gras. We've done Naughty Gras now for I think this is going on year 5.
Okay, got it.
Like
year 5, year 6.
Which came first, Naughty Gras or Naughty Noel?
Naughty Noel is the last event we do, and it's in December. And
but that's your original,
our Super
right?
Bowl. That's our World Series. That's our that's our big show.
So and then you have Naughty Knowledge, which is what
Naughty Knowledge in August,
like training camp.
Mm-hmm. So Naughty Knowledge, Naughty Knowledge is so in the DC Baltimore area, to my knowledge, other than maybe Test Fest going on up in Jersey, there hasn't been any like hotel takeovers in this area for as long as I've been in the scene. At least during the August, like the summer months, everybody goes to camp.
No, you're right.
Everybody goes to camp around here.
It's usually camps or Test Fest. And like I said before, I'm a city girl. I do not like the camps. I did camp in the Poconos as a child for 11 years. I did it already. I'm done. I'm never doing it again.
Right.
So I'm so like, when I heard about Naughty Knowledge, that's the one that that catnip can like get me to agree to go to in the middle of summer because I'm not going to the woods.
Right. Well, the beautiful thing about Naughty Knowledge is that the hotel has a courtyard, has an outdoor courtyard, and it's completely segregated from anything outside. So when you're in that courtyard, it's no different than being in the hotel. It has all the privacy.
So you can wear all the costumes or no costumes at all that you want.
You can have a camp-like experience. You could play outside. You could socialize outside. You could smoke cigars.
Find air conditioning whenever you want.
And then when you're done, you go back to your air conditioning room and enjoy your private shower. You know what I mean?
Right,
So,
exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that is much more appealing for someone like me. And and really it's we're talking about the rooms and the lodgings, but really that's not even what the conventions are about. It's really about the socialization and the education, right? Like,
sure.
And
absolutely.
And so, I like as the educator, like I love everybody who attends these events. When they show up for class, they're not being dragged there by people that don't want to be there. Everybody who comes to your class actually wants to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
And that it already makes it such a nicer environment to learn in and to teach in.
Right. Well, I tell you, I think the benefit where my programming director, Lady Plume, she basically sits at my table every night. So she's constantly listening to everything that we're talking about. We're a round table discussing, and my vision is well received. And when she goes out, she has, her passion for education is unlike anybody that I've ever ran across. So
she and I bond over that.
Exactly. So we take real pride in the presenters that we bring in and the messages that are being delivered. And we're still reaching some of the bigger producers as far as what they need to bring in. But with the budget that I give Lori, she does an excellent job at getting stretching that budget and getting the perfect, as far as I'm concerned, the perfect type of presenters, to come to our events. So, and I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, I think you should be, because I'm one of them. But but catnip, like he will tell you, presenting at Naughty Noel, everybody is so wonderful, even to us as the presenters. Like we're your staff is always attentive to us, always getting us what we need, making sure that we have what we need and that our rooms are set up. I mean, we've been to conventions where it's like a free for all, and you kind of have to fend for yourself.
Right.
It's not as much fun, but a well produced event, it makes it I think it gives it automatically gives credibility to the presenters by default.
Well, thank you. I have to say, we have a lot of experience. I don't know if a lot of people realize it, but we've had a brick and mortar venue for 5.5 years where we did this every weekend. So, that's why we're so attentive to detail, because we got really good at producing events. Much
that's
smaller.
What happens. That's what happens, because I produce events too. So, I get it. I was a pro dom. I have my own dungeon, but for whatever reason, my third dungeon happens to be big enough to throw parties in. So now I do.
Right.
And,
well, good.
And I do it monthly. And everybody, sometimes my subs will even laugh at me because I like to have it run a very specific way, like a McDonald's, you build the burger the exact same way every single time.
Exactly.
And you make it that kind of experience, and it makes a huge difference. Right. And I totally get, if you start small, it doesn't seem as daunting, I would guess, when you just have to do it bigger because you have a little practice in it already.
Yeah. The very first Naughty Noel was under 100 people, and 60% of them were there for free. So, I mean, that's what you have to do, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to prove to people what what you're capable of doing, So
right.
But now, it's almost 900 strong. I would love to get to the 1,000-person event pen. You know what I mean? I'd love to be up there with some of those people, but I don't want to risk the event reputation just to try to squeeze more people in there, because at 800 plus we're shoulder to shoulder, and I don't. I think if we were to put another 100 people in there, it would severely, affect people's opinion of the event. And as much as I want to,
unless they're going to build another building for you, because it's really, you'd need the space. I will tell you, Catnip and I did Naughty Noel. I taught at that last summer. First of all, as great as an event that it was, and I will not say, I will never say anything bad about the event, but July in New Orleans, I will never do again. But there were 2,400 people at this. They were in 3 hotels, and you had to walk to some of the hotels because they were not adjoined, because you're in downtown New Orleans. So, and even though people did it, and they did have shuttles or whatever, and people did walk back and forth, but it was so immense that you couldn't help but think you were always missing something.
Yeah, I can understand that. We get people that come to us with that same. I feel that there's so much going on. I'm afraid I'm going to miss something. And I was like, well, have you ever been to camp? You know what I mean? So it's there's lots going on over that 300 acres. So.
Yeah. I like that. And plus I think people like that too. It gives you a chance to meet more people, to recognize people year after year. That's one of the fun things, is that when I teach, someone will come into the class and they'll be like, oh, we were in your class last year, or you taught this last year, or and I of course love when they say, and we tried this and we like this and we're back again, and and it's and I love because I teach at other conventions. I will show up at yours sometimes, and there'll be people from New Orleans or from Maryland or whatever that I told about your convention, and they're like, oh, we're here. And I love that.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you for doing that. So
you're welcome. But
and Michelle and I, we love Mardi Gras. Matter of fact, the reason why we bumped Naughty Gras to the end of March this year is because normally we'd be down there. We would be driving back from there right now, but I started a new job, and I just didn't have the seniority or the vacation saved up to be able to do it. Which I mean, I got a really nice raise, so I guess that was the benefit of not being able to go to actual Mardi Gras this year.
So aside from running these big, huge conventions, you have a regular job too?
I do. Yeah, I am a firefighter paramedic, 911. I do that. I've been doing it for 25 years.
Good for you. Wow. Well, thank you for that.
No problem.
I'm married to a police officer, so yeah, I get it.
Wow.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I know it's odd because I'm a pro dom, but
I worked for a company for 15 years, and they got out of the paid staffing business. So the county came in and hired me as a county paramedic. I basically do the same job as I've been doing for the last 15 years, but I answer to a whole different other people. So it's
right.
weird. And I went from
but that comes in handy at the conventions.
Huh?
I said that comes in handy at the conventions because you're good with structure and organizing and delegating.
Well,
you have to be.
or not, I mean, I have a great management team. Honestly, I've got, and I'm not trying to downplay myself. I am very good at what I do, very good, and the people I have on my upper management are just, they make me look like I'm an infant. So, I'm blessed in that regard.
To everyone who's listening, like, that's why your events are consistently so good. Like, that's why I feel like, because obviously your team is you're all on the same page, and they've been with you for a very long time. They have the same vision as you.
Yeah.
We're going to take a little commercial break because we have to do that. And we have to, and then when we come back, let's talk about actually what goes on at Naughty Gras so that people know, and talk about some of the things that they can learn there and XYZ. Because I was waiting for Catnip to remind me of that. I figured it was coming at any minute because I'll keep talking. All right, so we're going to take a quick break.
Girl, what are you getting into tonight?
Oh, you already know. I'm about to grab a glass of wine and tune into my favorite radio show, Live with Dr. Andre Jerry. It's on every fourth Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, really? I've heard of it, but I've never listened. What's it about?
Oh, girl, it's everything. Dr. Andre talks about pop culture, politics, entertainment, business news, you name it. He's smart, funny, and always drops gems. I swear, every time I tune in, I walk away feeling like I just took a masterclass.
Okay, Dr. Andre. I love a good, smart conversation. Sounds like my kind of vibe.
Trust me, once you start listening, you'll be hooked. It's like that one glass of wine turns into 3 because you just can't turn it off.
When did you say it airs again?
Every fourth Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it, Keisha. You'll thank me later.
Catch Live with Dr. Andre every fourth Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on the Artist First Radio Network. Tune in and elevate your evenings. For more details, visit artistfirst.com.
Are you in the market for kinky and not quite vanilla people to connect with, date, or even just enjoy some adult fun? Maybe you're looking for the chance to learn from experts on relationships, sex, and kink education topics. Hi, I'm Nookie Notes, and if you answered yes to those questions, I invite you to check out my site, Dating Kinky. At Dating Kinky, we provide a one-of-a-kind dating site experience. You'll find an education hub with live and on-demand classes and workshops, books, and more, and an interactive community where people from around the world can meet and engage. And coming up on the horizon, look for the premiere of our Dating Kinky app. For more details, come check out our website at datingkinky.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at Dating Kinky and on Instagram at Dating Kinky Official. I look forward to meeting you. Thanks, and have a kinky day.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to Mischief Matters Radio. I'm your hostess, Mistress Schari. I put too many M's in the name, Catnip. We got to do something about that. But tonight we're speaking with JP, who runs Studio 58 events, and we've spoken about their events before when we attend Naughty Noel, because it's among the favorites that Catnip and I go to. And we are going to be attending and teaching at Naughty Gras at the end of March. And we are in luck because JP is going to tell us all about it and what people can expect when they go to Naughty Gras. So take it away, JP. Tell us all about it.
If you've never been to New Orleans during Mardi Gras season, you're in for just a lot of high energy, lot of just happy green, gold, and purple. So we try to we try to make it as realistic as being down in New Orleans in the French Quarter, walking up and down. Walking up and down.
So we all have to watch out
Street.
for flying beads. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah. Well, we do bead drops. Yeah.
Okay.
And we encourage. So in the courtyard area of the pool, of the indoor pool, there's balcony rooms, and we encourage anybody to just, throw beads from their balconies. And it's not uncommon to see people walking by and, for lack of a better term, earning beads, if you know what I mean. So
yeah. Anybody who's been to Mardi Gras in New Orleans would know what that means, right? I mean, you know, you give a flash, you get some beads. It's
right.
Exactly.
So we,
to my generation, that's how we got backstage at Motley Crue. But it's the same concept.
Exactly. We try to do a good job at making it just seem carnival, carnival, or however they say that. And we try to, we encourage people to just get just as into the theme, as they would if they were down there.
And besides the theme, like what else goes on? Like parties, classes, like.
Right. So so historically, so Noel was always the class activity heavy. Like there was always something going on, multiple classes, multiple activities all at once. And Naughty Gras was supposed to be the event where if you didn't want to miss anything, you couldn't. So we tried. We did a really good job at one activity or class rolling into the other, and it was only one going on at a time. And the attendees talked, and I listened. And it was, we want more class, we want more education. So Lady Plume, I looked at her one day and I was like, open it up. And she got this big grin on her face and said, I'm going to open it up. And I was like, do your best. And she was like, okay. Yeah. And so this year,
I remember that email.
I'm proud to say we have a very full, very Noel, looking grid as far as classes and activities and everything.
I think it's great because it might be easier for a lot of people to get away in March, especially if you have children, especially small children. At Christmas time, it's difficult. And, and I think that when you can't come to a Noel where the education is, you kind of do crave it because it might be your one chance to get at it and to learn a new technique or learn a new protocol or just learn what the hell you're doing because, that's, a lot of times people enter a BDSM relationship or a DS relationship where they just want a little spice and they want to do it correctly. They want to know what they're doing. They want to, enjoy doing it and get involved, And I think that if they can't get the education at the same time, it's not worth it for them to come. But Catnip has a question.
Okay, I do.
You do?
When Mistress Schari and I aren't together, I don't know how to interrupt without being rude. And usually when we're together, I just raise my hand like, hello, I have a question.
But now he texts me.
So now I send her a text message. Can I say something? So I had a question. So last Naughty Noel, and I'm just curious because Naughty Gras in general, Naughty Gras being much more flamboyant and sexual and all that, especially like the original with sex. At Naughty Noel, you had the sex room. Yeah. The group sex room. And I was curious if, from the suggestion that was made at Naughty Noel, if there will be like a quiet time during classes in the sex room.
That's something that we haven't discussed, but I'm willing to listen if more people. I do know that the music was an issue. I know that, and we worked on resolving that so that the music won't be disturbing the class that is next door.
Yeah, I don't think for us it was the music as much it was the couple.
Yeah,
she was very enthusiastic.
Yeah,
very enthusiastic, and I was teaching a hysterical class. Thank God that we were all able to have a great time with it. Like I worked it into my class.
Well,
and it worked.
For example, unfortunately, the only thing that hit my radar was the bass of the music seemed to be what was causing people to be disturbed in the classroom. So we addressed that. Now that I know about this, I have enough time that we can work on.
Yeah,
we can work on.
For example,
our suggestion was just quiet inside voices during the day.
Right. Well, yeah, we can do that. That's as simple as just putting up a sign reminding people that there's classes going on.
Exactly. This way you don't have to interrupt anybody's fun.
Maybe this isn't the best time,
Right. This way you don't have to, you're not really adjusting anything. You don't have to make, it's just a simple thing to just remind people that, hey, it's not just you today.
Mm-hmm. and also consideration, because, you never know, because what I love about, the Studio 58 and, a lot of the more education-based conventions is that there's such a plethora of stuff that includes mental health and trauma. Sure. And say you had a class going on while you hear that loud, stuff that could possibly traumatize somebody, while you're having a very extensive or emotional class. So, it's just, not saying don't play, but maybe make it, a game where you have to wear a gag.
Yeah. Well, no, that's playing outside the box.
Actually, that would be awesome.
If you make a noise, you get kicked out.
Making
it a joke of a game or something fun for people.
Which would actually, I think that's such a great suggestion, because it wouldn't even detract then from the room or make anybody feel oh, well, we must have been the ones that ruined it for everyone. So, you can, ball gag only during daytime hours or something fun like that. That would be hysterical.
I've got a strong enough team that this is a solution we can come up with, and it not affect anybody's fun, and we can do better. So
absolutely, I couldn't agree more. I mean, and fortunately, really fortunate for me, what was the class that I was teaching, Catnip? Because it was it worked with what was going on.
Mm-hmm. Was it cock and awe?
I think it was the blowjob class. So every time I would mention orgasm, she was on cue. So it really worked, and but that's but Catnip had said what if there was a class discussing trauma going on. It might have had a different result.
No, that's a very valid point. Absolutely, yeah.
But it's and then also is it going to be the dungeon, at Noel you have that huge dungeon set up? Is it that same setup at night?
Yes. The dungeon, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the dungeon.
At night? Yeah.
It's that same setup, that big room with gets packed. I love that.
Oh yeah.
And my next question, and this is really a me question, this is something that, is there going to be a DJ this year? Are we going to dance at all?
Actually, I've been talking with the owner of the Baltimore Playhouse, and hopefully he'll be able to, bring some music and bring some dancing to the,
Because I think the first time I attended it, there was a dance party by the pool the first night, and it was so much fun. And that's that's my favorite part.
Well, you want to know something about that? We got so much negative feedback over that party. That's why we didn't do it again. Yeah, the people who kind of cohabitate around the pool it was too loud for them. They weren't happy about that. So so that's why Michelle and I, we try to keep an open mind with everybody, and we kind of cross genres a little bit. And there's a swing company that does an event in that same hotel So we decided to go hang out with the swingers one night and see how they did it. So Michelle and I went in there to do a little recon, and they had a really fun, high tempo, just high energy party in that pool area, and we loved it. Well, I loved it. Michelle, she. Oh
no, I'm on this side of that.
But yeah. So I wanted to recreate it, so we decided to do it, and yes, there were people that really enjoyed it, but unfortunately, we got more negative feedback than we got positive.
Wow.
Yeah. So we.
Wow.
Could you use we just went to a con in January, Charmed, and one of their events. And one of their, the big rooms you use for, the gauntlet or the classes and stuff like that, having, Friday night in the Holly Room. I don't know what you call it from Naughty Gras, so I'm just going to call it the Holly Room. We're having a dance party. And then that takes it away from where the people...
And then you just do it the one night.
Living around.
Good idea.
I'm open. I'm certainly open to hear what people would like to see. And if
I just thought Mardi Gras. There's a lot of dancing at Mardi Gras. So
there is a lot of dancing at Mardi Gras, and we try to make sure to look. My music is 80s hair metal. Okay, nobody wants to hear my playlist. I'll tell you that right now, okay? So when it comes to EDM and all that other stuff, I know nothing about it. So I have to rely on other people to create playlists, that...
Oh, I'd be all over the 80s playlist. I'm an 80s kid, too.
Then you and I would probably be the only two in there happy. Everybody else would be groaning.
Yeah, maybe. I can definitely dance to, Def Leppard and Motley Crue without a problem.
Oh, yeah. So, if you want that, I can provide it. But I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to everybody. That would certainly get some look. That's for sure.
Yeah, especially from the millennials who would have no idea what hot music sounds like.
Right.
You never know. Maybe one of the participants happens to also be a DJ.
I'd beat that.
It's just one of those things, you could offer it as a volunteer thing. Maybe one of the participants happens to be a DJ.
Well, we've done that, and a couple things have happened. Either they want paid, which I'm not abreast. I don't mind paying DJs, but they flake. They don't show up, or they want me to provide them with the playlist and stuff like that. And then there becomes, I haven't found that one person that I can be
so they're not, doesn't sound like they're actual DJs if they want you to provide them.
Right, exactly. So once I find that person, and like I said, I was talking to the owner of the Baltimore Playhouse, and he does a pretty good job when he does music, and so so he and I are we're still back and forth because what he wants to do, I'm not quite sure. He wants to actually DJ something in the main play space, during the busiest times, and I quite frankly, I'm not sure.
I'm going to be a hard no on that.
Yeah,
because the blinking lights and loud sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Can sometimes really
all those concerns were addressed, and that's why so. It's just a matter of just getting him to settle into the idea where I'd like him to go.
You want me to talk to him?
Yeah. I appreciate anybody. I think everybody knows who Jay Spade is. He's the one that runs the Baltimore Playhouse. Reach out to him and tell him no DJing in the dungeon on the busy hours.
No. It would ruin subspace for many people.
I couldn't agree more, and so yeah.
And that's their goal. A lot of times people can't get there unless they're in the dungeon. You know what I mean? Like they need that exhibitionist moment. They need it, so they don't want to miss out on it.
Right. In my head, DM Spark, he's the He's the guy that does the playlist, and ever since he kind of took it over, we don't get near as many complaints. We do get because we do have an older crowd. Our crowd is a little more mature than some of the other.
Yes, we like the word mature over old. Yeah.
Right. So we do get requests for some of the like the classic rocks and stuff like that. And maybe some of the mashups. You've heard the mashups before.
Yes.
Where they take, you know what I mean? So we do get requests for that, and I try to get Spark to add that, and that's just a little out of his wheelhouse. So it's
a work in progress.
Pains. Yeah, we've been working on trying to get our music. My poor guy Hatter. Every year this is a thing that he has to tackle, and we're shipping it away. He's getting to it. So unlike everything else that I have him doing, because he's kind of like my right hand man. So music is just a fraction of some of the things that I have him conquering. You know what I mean? And he handles music everywhere else but the dungeon. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like that's what my son does for me. He handles like that's my right hand man. You know, like that's what you do. But he's never in charge of music because mine is better.
Well, actually, for our play parties, neither of us are in charge.
For our crowd, your music is better. It's a very millennial, melancholy crowd. But a lot of emo music. But it's I do love like when you run events and it is like you have to cater to all these different tastes and requests. And everybody wants this best experience, and everybody's paying money, and blah 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 blah. It's a lot. It's a lot to demand of people, especially when you have a volunteer staff. It takes a lot to do that. But the fact that you make such an effort to do it, I think, is a reason why I'm constantly recommending that people attend your events. I mean, it's one thing to go and get educated. And then it's another thing to like go and party. But like when you can kind of combine the both and get more for your buck, it's a lot better, I feel. Yeah.
And for one, you keep in mind from the moment that event starts on Thursday till Sunday late morning, early afternoon, I am walking back and forth between the two hotels, stopping to talk to anybody that
you got to get yourself some rollerblades.
Yeah. That
way you can go faster.
What? That may not be a bad idea. I just don't know if I could do it anymore. I got bad hips and knees and everything else. I will tell you, during Naughty Noel, I had a gout attack, and I didn't realize it till like almost the last day I couldn't understand why my feet were hurting so bad, and then I realized late Saturday I was like, oh my God, I have a gout. I'm having a gout flare up. So I was walking around on
you do a lot of walking, going back and forth. But like, I just remember when I was in the fashion industry and we'd have to go do inventory in the big warehouses. All of the managers would wear rollerblades because we'd have walkie-talkies and you'd need them to come to you faster.
Yeah.
So that's what made me think of it. Like you could just rollerblade over to the Aspire.
I tell you, I haven't been on rollerblades since I was, I think, 13. So it'd be entertaining.
So maybe not. It might be entertaining. That might be worth its weight in gold right there.
Even with my kids, when they were roller skating, I didn't skate. I just stood there and watched. I was a fuddy-duddy. So.
Wow. So your kids know what you do?
Oh yeah. Yeah. My boys. I have two sons, and my youngest is 25. And they both. Yeah. I mean, they've been exposed to it a little longer than I'm willing to admit. So, but
Right now, I'm in this. I mean, I have a 20-year-old, and it's like you live in the same house. Like you live in the same house. And you do your best, and you make up a lot of lies.
You make up a lot of lies.
Yeah. A lot of lies. But that's great. But and so they're probably like, "Ew, gross! You do your thing, Dad, and we're out," because that's how my kid is.
One of the stories I like telling people is when my youngest son was really small. I think he was like maybe 6, 7. I was loading the trailer up to take to Floating World. I don't know if you remember Floating World.
I remember Floating World, sure.
Yeah, I was taking furniture to Floating World, and I had this gray horse that looked like the same type of horses that you see the gymnasts use, right? And so I had this horse sitting in the grass in the front yard while I was arranging stuff to Tetris into this trailer, and I come out of the trailer. and my 6-year-old son was sitting on it, like riding it like it was an actual horse.
Like an actual
horse,
I was
right. Like, hey, I need you to get off there, right?
Right.
And he couldn't understand why it was so imperative that I made him get off. But
no, and it's a frightening experience because, and it happened to me too. Like I used to do those sex toy parties, so I had a lot of inventory sometimes around the house. And I had a 6-year-old who comes downstairs where me and her father are sitting, and she is holding something in her hand, and she's like, "Mom, my Hannah Montana microphone won't work." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's not a microphone. Let me get you yours." And it was like,
please.
Yeah, it was one of those sobering moments where you're like, "Yeah, that's broken." Because you're just like, I have no answer. And you're like, and I don't want to explain this until you're a lot older. But yeah, I feel for those. Those are those moments. So but I guess
we
they're
all
old enough now they can.
Like that. I bet if we were to,
Absolutely.
Everybody was to think about it. But getting back to Naughty Gras, we're pretty proud of it. There's a lot going on.
How can people find it? If they want to go online and get tickets, how do they go online and find it?
Obviously, FetLife. If you look up Studio 58 on FetLife, or you can go to studio58events.com. And once you get into the studio58events.com website, you'll see all our events, but you'll see Naughty Gras, and you click on the event Naughty Gras, and then that will take you to the store. Yeah, so you could purchase. There's lots of options. We do make it so that if you don't have all the money right now, if you fill out the information that we request, you can buy your ticket now and get your room later, or buy your room now and get your ticket later. Or if you want to just go ahead and get it all over with, you can buy it all now. So but we try to do that. And if you fill out the information and don't just put dumb answers in there, we can find you. So to be able to link you, so when you but some people, they like to put stupid answers in there, and then they get there and they're like, well, why can't you find me? Well, because
because Donald Duck is not on our registry.
Yeah.
But this is. I'm so glad that you were able to speak with us, and and we'll get you on again maybe before Naughty Noel so that you can discuss that, and we'll be able to follow up on how Naughty Gras was for everyone.
Absolutely.
But I really thank you for coming on, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll make sure to
it's going to be a really good event. I mean, we're so excited about it.
I'm excited because I've not done this one yet.
It's bigger than any Naughty Gras that we've ever done. I mean, it's not Noel size, but it's bigger than any other Naughty Gras we've done in the past, as far as attendees and everything. And the education and activities. I mean, you're going to see some old activities like Pay the Paddle will be back. I think we are going to do a certain. We used to do a bead contest, but everybody used to cheat, so we kind of did away with it. So we're bringing the bead contest back, and hopefully in a manner which people will maintain their integrity. You know what I mean? So yeah.
What about the gauntlet? Is there a gauntlet?
Here's the most important question. Oh.
What?
Gauntlet? Lori, are we having a gauntlet again this year? Not at Gras, she said.
Not at Gras. Okay.
So.
And what was your question, Catnip? Then we got to go.
I know it's a fan favorite. It won't be gone forever. So.
Okay.
Will there be miniature ducks and things to find?
That's our thing, right? We kind of got that reputation now, and you know what I mean. We're people, I've asked.
Other conventions that we go to, we're like, oh my God, the ducks are here now. They've migrated. They're everywhere.
So they are doing it at other conventions. Okay, good. Yes. I asked that question on a podcast I did a couple of days ago, and the people that I was talking to there hadn't seen it outside our events. So that's cool that it's picked up and it's moving to other events now.
Yep, so. We definitely have, right?
I'd like to think that we were the ones that initiated it, but who knows?
I'll give you the credit.
Who knows? Okay.
I'll give you the credit.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And if anybody wants
to... Thank you for letting me come on.
Oh, anytime. And if anybody wants to learn more, they go to studio58events.com, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And before I get
Wonderful.
off here, I'd like to give a shout out to a couple of people that that have been my rock and have been there helping me. I've mentioned a few of them already, but I'd like to shout out to Peanut and Melinda. They're my MODs right now, managers on duties. They're the ones that run the vetting class and all that stuff. Craig, he's one of my retired MODs. He stepped down. He's the one that does the website and answers all those questions and everything. I got Mike. He kind of helps Hatter run the crew, and he runs the rovers and everything. He's invaluable. He's one of those guys where I could give him a task and it'll get done. It'll get done to the letter of the law. Not a lot of imagination, but he told me that when I first met him. QC, he runs my security and my medical. We do medical a little bit differently because with me being a career paramedic and stuff like that, we're not like other events because you are going to get in-house the same care, the same equipment, the same treatment that you would if someone was to, if you're at another event and they called 911. So we run medical a little differently, and he makes sure that everybody stays trained and everything else, and make sure everybody stays safe. And then you have one of my main guys, Diamond Dave. I can't really explain Dave. He's more than a manager. He's probably the only person within the Studio 58 organization that is allowed to tell me no. So he's got that kind of pull, and I'm pretty proud to have him back on board. And I'm sorry if I've missed anybody else, but those people are the ones that I really wanted to make sure.
Okay, the Oscar music's going to start playing now, so we have to.
I'm getting ushered off, am I? Okay.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So, because I figured there's a show right after us, but thank you again for coming on tonight. And for anybody looking for more information about this episode will be up online, and it'll have all the information there. And again, this is Mischief Matters Radio. You can find us at mischiefmatters.com. And just remember, a little mischief matters. Thank you, and good night.